very special presentation. Last Saturday, January 18th, senior guard Anisha Baby Jackson became the 30th player in program history to score her 1,000th point. Our second opportunity to win with Maryland. At this time, I want to present Baby with a commemorative ball to recognize her accomplishment. Please join us once again, congratulating the newest member of the 1,000 point club, Anisha Baby Jackson.
Exactly 3 weeks ago, Iona got the best of Siena and New Rochelle, 82-75. This afternoon, the Saints have a chance to force a regular season split in a matchup of two traditional MAC rivals. As we welcome you inside the UHY Center on the campus of Siena College, Kelly O'Donnell alongside Brian Rubino. In the MAC standings, you've got Fairfield at the top, undefeated in conference play. Quinnipiac just one loss. And Brian, after that, it's the muddled middle where you've got 7 teams between 5-3 and 4-4.
Yeah, you got a logjam at 5-3, Siena, Marist, Iona, and Mount St. Mary's, and today we'll break the tie with 2 of them.
Exactly, so one team this afternoon will take a step forward, and at least for the time being, solo 3rd place in the conference. Brian, let's take a look at a couple of players you want to spotlight in this one, and we will start with Iona and their star from Barcelona.
Yeah, Judith Gomez is a senior leader, and she had 20 points against Siena in the first matchup. For Siena, Teresa Sapala, one of the best players in the MAC, and she really needs to have a big day today against the Gales.
And she is closing in on 1,000 career points, could get there with 26 points this afternoon. Brian, let's take a look at your keys for this afternoon's game.
For Iona, they want to keep Siena off the board. Siena hits the offensive glass really hard, and the Gales must limit second chance opportunities. And also make one more pass. In the first matchup, the Gales shot 50% and had 26 assists as a team. That's an outstanding number. For Siena, turn the page. They are coming off a lopsided loss at Mount St. Mary's, and Siena needs to quickly refocus on the Gales and contest Gales shots. The Gales had too many open shots in the first matchup. Siena needs to improve that today.
Brian, you mentioned that loss for Siena at Mount St. Mary's by 25 points. A very different feeling for Iona on Thursday night. They snapped a 3-game losing streak, defeating Ryder soundly, a 31-point margin of victory in that game for the Gales. Siena 8-9 on the season, 5-3 in conference play. The Gales 7-11 on the season, an identical mark in the conference. Jumping for the Saints will be Pepi Loka, the recent acquisition who has now played in 4 games since joining the squad mid-season from Finland. And she is able to win the toss against Erin Leary. So Saints on offense first. And Aya Hooker, their point guard, finds Anaja Brown. Sapala posting up. Spin, shoot, short. Offensive rebound for Brown. And then it's Loka who comes up with the offensive glass.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in the open. Iona wants to limit those second chance opportunities for the Saints.
Already a 3rd chance opportunity here for Brown as she's double teamed, lost it out of bounds, but Siena will maintain possession with under 5 seconds on the shot clock.
That was a great double team by the Gales, quickly getting in there, digging at the ball, and tipping it out of bounds.
Has to get it in and can't. Jackson was running back towards midcourt and Hooker threw it away. Siena has struggled turning the ball over this season. That wasn't the issue in the loss at Mount St. Mary's. In fact, the Saints turned the ball over just 13 times, one of their better efforts securing the basketball this season. Leary misfires on the 3, soaring for the rebound was Brown.
Iona runs some of the best half-court sets in the entire MAC.
Baby Jackson on the take, and she scores off the window.
Jackson's been doing a lot of that this year, driving into the lane and shooting that shot off the backboard straight on.
Jackson became the 30th player in program history to eclipse 1,000 career points in Siena's last home game, and was recognized before tip-off in this one with the ball signifying the milestone. Three-point try for Fajardo is good.
Good drive and kick. Fajardo got her feet set, right up with the shot.
Siena breaks the Iona pressure. Jackson, long two-pointer splash. Baby Jackson has all 4 Siena points. Saints back in front.
Yeah, that's going to be a big key to the game, as Siena cannot let Iona drive into the lane. Too many good shooters.
Iona is the best three-point shooting team in the MAC, and they are proving it. This time it's Zoe Ward from the outside. No team in the conference shoots the three-pointer at a better percentage. Iona's 8.5 made three-pointers per game, second best in the MAC. The lob into Brown, the kick out for 3, no. Weak side rebound, Loco, and she picks up the foul, going for that loose ball.
Boy, that was a little bit of a questionable call right there.
And Shamiwa is the head coach of the Gales in her second season. The LIU Brooklyn graduate spent 4 years as the head coach at Fairleigh Dickinson before making the transition to Iona. Her last couple of seasons at FDU won a pair of NEC titles and picked up Coach of the Year honors.
Yeah, she's done a good job with the program coming in and basically turning over the roster.
Judith Gomez. Gomez along the baseline, flips it up, no. Loco for the rebound, knocked out of her hands, but possession to the Saints. And this is Terry Prim in his first season as head coach of Siena after serving as an assistant to Jim Jaber for a few years. He weathered a plague of injuries early in the season for the Saints and is nearly at full strength now. Jackson into the paint. Off the window, no. Hustling across the center stripe is Ella Fajardo.
Iona really likes to run. Get out, run the break, look for threes off of the break.
Fajardo behind her back, loses her dribble and has it stolen away by Brown. Solid transition defense by Iona, getting everyone back. Brown from the block, out to Sapala. Great ball movement by the Saints. So that's Miriam Traore who has checked into the game and scores.
Traore using the right hand across the lane and flipping it up with the right as a left-handed player. Great move.
The freshman from France is averaging 7.5 points per game and about 24 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, she's their most athletic player right now, so Siena needs to utilize her skills.
Hooker stuck a hand in there and poked it out of bounds.
There's the drive, right hand the whole way, right-handed hook. Great shot by Traore.
Here's Fajardo operating the point for the Gales. The senior from Bergenfield, New Jersey, hits Ward, who knocks down her second three-pointer of the quarter.
Fajardo did a really good job there. Off of the double team, she back dribbled to open up a passing lane.
The Gales have 9 points on 9 three-pointers. Meanwhile, the Saints have 8 points, 6 of them from Baby Jackson.
Yeah, Fajardo is a really smart point guard. You want a player like her on your team.
DiPetrillo is fouled by Anaya Hooker. DiPetrillo puts the ball back into play for Fajardo. The senior who followed Coach Shamiwa here from FDU. Into the paint. Turns, spins, fires, and scores.
Great use of the jump stop and reverse pivot to clear space from Traore. Great shot.
Jackson finds the trailing hooker, rubs off the ball screen. Spinning to the basket is Brown, who couldn't catch it cleanly. Fajardo using pace, leaves it for Leary. Leary is fouled and will head to the free throw line.
Leary with a really good job of a shot fake and hard drive to the basket.
The senior will shoot a couple of free throws when we come back. Midway through the opening quarter, Iona in front, 11-8.
Everybody loves a good Cinderella story. We know that's what March is all about.
Three-pointer. You can feel the madness. Fairfield is headed to the NCAA tournament. Double order. Welcome to historic Atlantic City. It's the Hercules Tire MAC Basketball Championship.
Thanks for getting these sub bowls.
Of course, no problem, big bro. Let's eat.
Danny DeVito? What did you do with our uncle?
Well, that doesn't matter. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's. What matters most are these sub bowls.
Wait, has Danny DeVito been my brother my whole life?
I guess so. Don't tell Mom. Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
This is a story about strength. It wakes up early in the morning, stays up late, moves mountains, and travels the world. It makes adventure and hard work possible. Strength delivers food to tables, packages to doorsteps, products to stores, and kids to practice. It shows up everywhere you show up. Hercules tires are built for almost every driver and every vehicle. Find the right Hercules for your story and let our strength drive yours.
At home against Merrimack last week, Anijah Jackson became the 30th player in program history to score 1,000 career points. And just before tip-off this afternoon, Baby Jackson, the local product from Albany High School, was honored with the game ball signifying the accomplishment. You saw her out there with her head coach, Terry Prim, and Sienna's director of athletics, John Dargenio.
Yeah, Baby Jackson's had a really solid career here for the Saints. She's really improved her game year to year. Early in her career, she was pretty much a standstill shooter. Now she's added drives, pull-ups, runners off glass, so she's really diversified her game.
Her 1,000th career point came on a made three-pointer, which seemed appropriate because, as you mentioned, she had made a name for herself as a player, as a three-point shooter, but a very skilled and well-rounded offensive player, is one of the best offensive players in the conference now in her graduate season. Leary does her job at the free throw line coming out of the timeout. Iona takes a 5-point lead, which is the Gales' largest lead of the game. Saints struggling against the pressure. Get it across the timeline with Hadley, who's checked into the game. Sapala for three, and she buries it.
Again, such a well-rounded player in Sapala. She can hit the three, post up, rebound. She does it all for the Saints.
Sapala's averaging 18 points a game, the third highest mark in the conference. Those are her first points of this one. Great ball fake. Loca bit, but then Ward traveled on the take.
All of the players for Iona are very adept at shot fakes and drives. We saw it earlier from Leary. Now we saw it from Ward. The Siena Saints have to stay on their feet and not go for the shot fakes.
Hadley, the junior guard from Palmdale, California, who started 12 games this season. With Sienna's backcourt at one point decimated by injury, now in a reserve role. But running the point at the moment. Meanwhile, here is Jackson, and Brian, you mentioned it earlier, just how well she has developed that shot off the backboard.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of the backboard. When I was a coach, we always worked on that, using the glass, and Baby's done a great job of that.
Jackson has 8 of Sienna's 13 points, and the Gales turn the ball over for the 3rd time. So a 5-0 run for Sienna to tie the score, and now an opportunity to take the lead. Brown is fouled by Ward.
Sienna really has to be careful of those long, high, loopy passes. They got in trouble several games ago. Hadley wants to try to make that a bounce pass in quickly.
Brown hands it off for Jackson. Zapala from the top of the key, lobbing it in for Brown, finds her, the defense collapsed, the kick out to a wide open Jackson for 3, and that's her shot.
That was a great inside-out pass. Brown did a good job of finding the wide open Jackson after they all collapsed on Brown.
Inside-out basketball for Sienna. Baby Jackson already into double figures. Saints in front by 3. Here's Gomez, and Zapala's going to pick up the personal.
There was the inside-out pass to Jackson, and again, when she gets her feet set, she's a knockdown shooter.
Iona made 3 of its first 3 three-pointers. Sienna's perimeter defense has been better since, after the miss by Ward. Ball out of bounds to Iona.
Yeah, Sienna dodged a bullet there because, again, Ward had a clear path to the lane, just missed the shot. Sienna has to tighten that up. Iona doing a great job of getting to the basket.
Gomez on the curl. Leary. 10 to shoot, back to Gomez, blows by Loco. Difficult pass, handled by Vasquez, but she stepped out of bounds.
Iona moves the ball with purpose. Everybody is touching the ball on every possession, waiting for the defense to break down. Great job by the Gales.
Hadley running the point with Anaya Hooker on the bench with 2 personal fouls. The entry pass for Brown, back out to Zapala, inside out once again. The Saints can't pay it off that time. And Loco picks up her 2nd personal foul. Both times it's been while going for an offensive rebound.
Yeah, Iona's doing a great job of boxing out. Loco tried to use her size to go straight over the top, but a little bit of a push-off.
So Traore will go out and grab Loco. And that is the 5th foul of the half for Sienna. So 2 free throws for Judith Gomez. Makes the first.
Yeah, Gomez has actually shot less than 10 foul shots for the whole season. So it just goes to show you she's primarily an outside shooter.
You mentioned it off the top of the broadcast that Gomez dropped 20 on the Saints in that victory 3 weeks ago. That was her first points of this game. Around the horn to Traore. Brown. Jackson.
Great defense by Vasquez.
Baby Jackson shows you her range.
It's been the Jackson's show so far.
And Aisha Jackson has 14 of Sienna's 19 points. That's a great cut by Gomez. However, offensive foul, wave off the basket.
Yeah, that was a great cut, but she would have been better off coming to a jump stop. Hadley stepped right in, got the feet set.
Here's Sapala. Still has her dribble. And now Jackson, who's on a heater. Jackson exploding to the basket and scores. Anijah Jackson, look out.
She's had a heck of a game in the first quarter.
That's right.
16 points, you'd be happy.
Gomez for 3. The Gales needed that one.
Yeah, they do such a good job of being patient, finding the open player.
Hadley the take, no. Offensive rebound for Brown, who will head to the free throw line. Anijah Jackson, 16 points on 7 of 8 shooting. She already has more than her season average of 14.
Yeah, she looks very confident, and she's taking good shots. One of the things with Jackson, when she goes cold, sometimes she forces it a bit, but right now she's taking great shots.
Brown knocks down the first. Brown converts from the free throw line. Saints in front by 5. Swarming Siena defense, but Iona locates the open player in Aaron Leary. That is the 4th made three-pointer of the half for the Gales. 2-second differential with the shot clock to Sapala, who hangs and scores. Shot clock turned off now. Saints in front by 5. Action-packed first quarter in Loudonville. Ward, the kick out. Leary for 3, no. And that'll do it for a fun opening quarter from Siena. Baby Jackson having herself an afternoon. 16 points, 7 for 8 from the field, 2 for 2 from the outside. It's the Anijah Jackson show in Loudonville. Here's a look at the standings in the conference. Fairfield, a perfect 8-0. Quinnipiac just recently suffered its first loss of the season. And then you see the group of 4, 5-3, including the 2 on the floor, Siena and Iona. The next 3 teams at 4-4. The top 10 teams in the conference this year will advance to the MAC tournament in Atlantic City. Siena leads Iona 25-20 here in Loudounville at the end of a single quarter. Both teams shot 60% or better from the field. The difference in the first quarter, turnovers, 5 for Iona against just 2 for Siena, and the Saints turned those 5 turnovers into 9 points.
Back to the game. That's Iona.
Yeah, it's interesting that Iona averages about 56 points a game. They had 55 in the first half against Siena in the first game, and we're on target now for another 80-point game.
Yeah. Baby Jackson will pick up a personal foul after scoring 16 points in the first quarter. Just a little aggressive going after that loose ball. Chucked into the backcourt. KB Hadley still on the floor running the point for Siena. Anaya Hooker on the bench with 2 personal fouls for the Saints. Pepe Loco also 2 fouls for Siena. Great entry feed to a wide open Zoe Ward who couldn't convert.
Looked like there could have been contact on that too. Looked like Hadley got her, but Siena got a break.
Zapala catching fire, yes.
Sometimes it's almost unfair when a 6'1", very strong player can stand out there and hit those shots.
8 points for Siena's leading scorer. Feeding the post once more for Ward. Again misfires, this time collects her own rebound and scores.
Boy, that was a great job of finding Ward. She had Hadley on her, and that's a big, big mismatch.
Ward now a team-high 8 points. Jackson with the switch, she picks up Leary. Brown, the pick and roll. Brown, no. Maya Zaccanini across the timeline. Numbers for now for Iona. Now Brown up off the floor and back playing defense. Traore able to snag the weak side rebound. Traore, the 18-footer is pure.
Traore has really improved her game from early in the season. She had a long talk with Coach Prim about what it takes to be a college player, and ever since that day, she's really, really figured it out.
Baby Jackson has just picked up her 2nd foul in under 2 minutes and will have to go to the bench.
Yeah, there was only a little bit of contact there, but it was enough to knock the offensive player off stride. So the referee was kind of forced to make that call.
So Siena's starting backcourt now on the bench in foul trouble in Jackson and Hooker. Iona was red hot from the outside to start the game. They knocked down their first 3 three-pointers. The Gales just 1 of 5 from the outside since. Loco coming back into the game with 2 fouls.
Iona going with a little more size now as Salgado is into the game with Ward.
With a Hardo. Crossover, jump shot, no. Loco working against Salgado, who misses. Here come the Saints with Hooker, who came back into the game after sitting out about 5 minutes with 2 fouls. Zapala from the free throw line, puts it on the deck, spins, finds a cutting Loco. What a find by Teresa Zapala!
Finland to Finland right there. That was a great look by Zapala. She easily could have taken that shot, found the wide open teammate.
They both played for the same club team in Finland, not at the same time. Sapala a couple of years older, but as you mentioned, the Finnish connection, and the Saints are in front by 10.
Hey, what's up, roomie? I got us some Jersey Mike subs.
Danny DeVito? Are you my freshman roommate?
And that doesn't matter. This is a Jersey Mike's commercial where the subs matter most. I mean, look how big that is. We'd eat that for lunch and for dinner. Hey, we eat that. Hey, who let the rents in? You want a Jersey Mike's?
Introduce us to your new roommate.
Mom, it's Danny DeVito.
That's mine. Don't touch it. Where the subs matter most. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
There's nothing better than a game. A great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling than Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
This is a story about strength. It wakes up early in the morning, stays up late, moves mountains, and travels the world. It makes adventure and hard work possible. Strength delivers food to tables, packages to doorsteps, products to stores, and kids to practice. It shows up everywhere you show up. Hercules tires are built for almost every driver and every vehicle. Find the right Hercules for your story and let our strength drive yours.
At Iona University, students aren't just prepared for the future, they're empowered to shape it. Recognized among the nation's best, students can expect more than academic excellence. With cutting-edge facilities and a new campus in Ireland, Iona redefines the student experience. Because your time here should be unforgettable. Just 20 miles north of Manhattan, Iona connects you to endless opportunities in the heart of New York City. Excellence isn't a destination, it's a journey. Discover what's next at Iona University.
Tickets are available for the class of 2024 Siena Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony, Saturday, February 22nd. Two members of the men's basketball program being enshrined, Scott Knapp and Michael Haddix. As we take a look at the other members of the Siena Athletics Hall of Fame, a couple of softball players, Joyce Eggleston, longtime administrator and coach, the 1949-50 men's basketball team going into the hall as well. And this is Alumni Day on the Siena College campus. A nice turnout for this weekend matinee.
To the left in that shot was Jolene Johnston, a Shenendehowa grad, played at Siena. One of the undersized post players, but boy, she was fierce.
One of Iona's post players going to work right now, that's Ward, too strong. Ball bouncing Siena's way as Hooker comes away with it. Hooker, the hesitation, and now she'll pull it out. Hooker, second time through, she scores.
Great confidence and a great move by Hooker. She's another one of the freshmen that has really improved from the beginning of the year.
Hooker's first bucket of the game. Siena has its largest lead of the game. Saints in front by 12. Nice pass for Ward, who couldn't handle it, out of bounds to Siena.
Yeah, those long passes on the full front, those are really, really tough to get in there. That time they did a good job of throwing it over the defender, but too far to the baseline.
Hooker for Sapala. Sapala 18 points away from becoming the 31st member of Siena's 1,000-point club. 10 to shoot, back to Sapala.
Yeah, Siena with a huge mismatch there.
Sapala creates a mismatch every time she's on the floor.
Yeah, I thought they'd try to get Sapala down low against Fajardo. She was on her for a while, but again, the switch by Ward, a little bump from behind. Good concentration and finish by Sapala.
That bucket put Sapala in double figures. The junior from Finland has 11 points, and the Saints have now opened up a 15-point lead. In fact, Siena is on a 13-2 run. The Gales, meanwhile, scoreless for the last 3+ minutes. Looking to end the drought is DiPetrillo, and she does.
Another one of those perimeter shooters by Iona. DiPetrillo, great shooter.
And DiPetrillo nearly came up with a steal. A somewhat lackadaisical pass from Sapala that DiPetrillo had a beat on.
Yeah, with the Iona pressure, if you're not coming to meet the ball as a Siena Saint, it's going to be a steal and a layup.
Sapala will inbound. Gomez heads to the bench. Baby Jackson for the Saints has been on the bench for the past 3.5 minutes after picking up a second personal foul early in the second quarter. She scored 16 points in the first quarter. Here's Hadley. For Brown. D'd up by Salgado. Brown up with the left hand, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Good patience that time by Brown. She got the ball, faced the basket, shot fake, stepped through to the middle, and got the bump.
Good stroke from Anaja Brown.
You know, it's interesting with Brown. In the beginning of the year, she was a shell of herself, and now she's rapidly approaching averages and double figures for both scoring and rebounding.
The 70% free throw shooter is able to make both. In fact, she's 4 for 4 from the free throw line this afternoon. Saints back up 14. Vasquez. Interior pass was denied, and here come the Saints.
Good job of help defense that time by the Saints on the backdoor cut.
Brown out beyond the arc. Sapala, the kick out, Loco. She can shoot it from out there, not that time.
With the size difference that Siena has, look for Sapala to go inside a little bit more.
Fajardo. Leary. Vasquez a touch. There's the feed to the post. And a blocking foul. Just the third of the quarter, so side out for the Gales.
Yeah, that was a good call. Brown just came over a little too close. Clearly initiated the contact.
Iona needs a fifth. Now they're ready. Leary. Nope. Foul underneath the basket. Pushing and shoving. It was Destiny Salgado who picks up the personal.
With her and Brown in the low post, boy, that's two strong players wrestling for that position.
Both 6'1". One a senior, Brown. Salgado just a freshman. Sapala. Hadley. Hadley was fouled on the take. Siena ball out of bounds.
Hadley looking a little bit better than she has in recent games. She had a decent game against Mount St. Mary's in mop-up time, so she's carrying that forward right now.
Saints shot 62.5% from the field in the first quarter. They're shooting better than 70% in the second quarter. And Brown's gonna get a look right at the basket, had it blocked. Second effort, she's fouled. Nearly got the and one. So Brown, who has not made a field goal yet this afternoon, shooting 2 more free throws where she's already 4 for 4.
Yeah, when Brown gets the ball inside and misses her shot, you got to get a body on her because she is a magnet for getting offensive rebounds.
That one spun out. Brown's 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Saints in front by 15. Leary guarded by Loco. Fajardo now. Fajardo knocked it away. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and it's going to benefit Siena if there is no tie-up and it's a shot clock violation. The refs are going to talk it over. No signal yet.
Yeah, it looked to me like the whistle blew before I heard the shot clock.
It's going to be Siena's ball either way as the possession arrow favors the Saints. Of course, Siena would rather retain the arrow and hope that it was a shot clock violation.
Yeah, I think you're right. But a good job by the officials to go and check that. But it sounded like I heard a whistle, then I heard the buzzer. So my guess is it's going to be change of possession.
All right, so it's option C. We said it'd be Siena ball, and that's true, but not through a shot clock violation or a tie-up, but rather the ball went out of bounds with a little bit of time left on the shot clock. We think the officials went to the monitor to find out. If so, it's going to be a second or less.
Yes.
Oh, well, either they're checking the game clock, because if they're certain that it is Siena's ball, and they are, he said white. We heard white ball out of bounds. If that's true, then the shot clock is irrelevant, so it must be Iona ball. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That would be a big disadvantage. I think Siena would say we're going to decline the penalty.
Right, exactly right. Oh, but Iona's able to capitalize.
That hurts.
Yes, it does.
That hurts. You never want to let a shot go up under a half a second and score.
So not only did Iona get it in and get a shot off, but it was a wide open look from point blank. So well executed by Iona, but then a foul the other way. And it was Brown who was fouled. And she'll go back to the free throw line where she has lived in the first half.
Yeah, Iona's doing a really good job of getting double teams at her, but Brown is playing strong with the ball to create the contact.
Off the mark that time. Brown 1 for 2. She has 6 points, all from the free throw line, to go with 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. The Gales have just 7 points in the second quarter. Siena's started to put some distance between themselves and their arch rival from New Rochelle.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for Traore on Fajardo.
Under 3 on the shot clock. That shot was nearly from New Rochelle. Sapala traveled.
But that's a tough break for Siena. You force a long 3, you secure the rebound, and you travel. It looked like Sapala was trying to get the timeout on the slide, but they didn't give it to her.
The shot clock had reset on that desperation 3. Well, reset on the change of possession, so instead of 20, a full shot clock to work with for Iona. And Fajardo knocks it down.
Boy.
So that's back-to-back possessions where it looked like Siena was going to come away with the basketball, and Iona gets points.
Yep, and there again is another long pass, not coming to meet the ball, and a steal. But Fajardo has a lot of moves that time. She cleared space with a little step back against Traore and got the shot off easily. She's a really astute player.
Hadley, Loco, looked at the rim, now Sapala. Brown battling for position underneath. Double teamed immediately. The kick out for Sapala for three. Rims out. Sapala chasing after her own miss. Couldn't get there. Out of bounds to Iona.
Yeah, Iona's very resilient. You know, they can cut this lead under 10, and that would be a huge, huge mental accomplishment for them.
Siena's gotten a couple of points from Brown to the free throw line, but after shooting 70% earlier this quarter, the Saints have now missed 3 of their last 4. Iona trying to whittle away. Coach Prim a full step out onto the floor with instructions for Traore.
He was right in the middle of all that. Right? And with Fajardo having to look through Coach Prim, it's like looking through a brick wall.
One minute to play in the first half from Loudonville. Entry feed. 2 on the shot clock, turning, spinning, no. Here's Sapala.
That was a good move by Donnelly. Really good footwork on that turnaround jump shot.
Jackson has not come back into this game. That went off of Iona. It will be Siena ball. Again, she was on fire in the first quarter, scored 16 points, then picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter and hasn't come into the game since.
Yeah, probably a good move by Coach Prim. You wouldn't want her to get that 3rd foul, and with a fairly comfortable lead, that's when you keep her out on the bench.
13 to shoot for the Saints. Traore asking for it. It's over her head. Coast to coast goes Petrillo.
That's a second really bad pass by Hooker.
Donnelly. Challenging pass out of bounds to Siena with the shot clock turned off.
Yeah, Hooker really has to be careful on those inbound passes.
Saints in front by a dozen. Siena has led by as many as 15 in this half.
Yeah, Siena wants to get a shot here at maybe about 5-6 seconds, give a chance for an offensive rebound.
It's Sapala with 7 seconds. Bullies her way and found Brown, who looked at the rim before securing the basketball. Brown telling Teresa she wanted that pass up high instead of down low.
Yeah, it's never a good decision to throw a post player a bounce pass where they have to lift it from their knees. You want to hit them at the chest level so they can go right up with the shot.
So the Siena offense is stalled over the last few minutes or so. However, still nursing a 12-point lead, and Iona will not get that shot off. So, Baby Jackson, 16 points in the first quarter, staking the Saints to a huge lead. It's 41-29 at the half as Siena looks to even its season series against the Gales.
Rise and grind. Rise and grind.
We kick off at Princeton tourney. We'll play Azusa Pacific in Bucknell on day 1, so we're pretty fired up about it. Looking forward to the girls getting in the water and finally able to play some games and find out how much we've learned over the last fall.
Really excited. I think the whole team's really excited as well. Came back from the break feeling quite fit, strong and rested as well, which was really good. So I'm feeling good, feeling really pumped.
I think this team has learned so much this past semester. I think Coach Ash has brought so much new things to our team, and I think we're just so excited to get at it with the new stuff we've learned, and I think we're stronger than ever.
Rise and grind. Rise and grind. That's our team thing this semester, year. I'm always wearing my little band. It's been worn out totally and completely, but I wear it most every day. It's basically just a reminder to like lock in, get into it, because sometimes, you know, things go awry and maybe your head's elsewhere, but at the end of the day, it's just like getting back to it, getting on the grind. So
I think we are just such a tight team in chemistry. We all work together so well. We're all family. We hang out together all the time. I think we're very strong in numbers, and I think we always just support each other throughout the way. We're always smiling, laughing. You can see us even sometimes on the bench in the live streams. We're all laughing and giggling, even if game's not going our way, because we like to keep a good attitude. So I think that's really important, and it shows that we're strong.
Today we're visiting the schools and just like connecting with the kids because they came to our kids game and just getting to know us as a Siena women's and men's basketball team.
So I started playing basketball around like 7 years old, and I've just been doing it ever since.
How inspirational is it to have college athletes come talk to you and you can hear about their process? I think it's just really good, especially since they were at our game and they saw us play, and now they can know us more on a little bit more personal level.
Hi, I'm Justice Schultz. I'm a junior at Siena. My major is communications, and I'm from Pennsylvania.
Today we got out, got to talk to kids here at Blue Creek, and they asked us a bunch of questions, a couple funny, a couple serious.
I would say just stay curious and always ask questions.
As soon as we walked in here, I'm like, yeah, I'm just giving a bunch of flashbacks on like how I used to be here when I was a young kid as well. I mean, it's a great feeling.
Have a great week.
Halftime on the campus of Siena College, the Saints leading the Iona Gales 41-29 as we take a look at first half stats. Kelly O'Donnell alongside Brian Rubino. And Brian, when you shoot 60% from the field, you'll win a lot of basketball games.
You sure do, and Siena's done a really good job of moving the ball. A lot of good inside-out passes. Brown is really taking up a lot of defenders, and the kickouts are open for three-pointers.
Siena with an edge and points in the paint and doubling up the Gales on the glass, 14-7. Not very often you'll see a team with just 7 rebounds after a full half of basketball.
Yeah, and 4 defensive rebounds, which is even more surprising. But Siena's putting the ball in the basket. Right. Iona's turnovers are contributing to that. So, Siena definitely had a really good first half. But Iona moves the ball so well. Every kid cuts to the basket, moves without the ball. Even somebody like Zoe Ward, constantly moving. They can get points in bunches, so Siena is not safe.
You mentioned Ward, Iona's leading scorer at the half, has 8 points. She leads the Gales, averaging almost 9 points per contest.
Yeah, she's a good all-around player. She can hit the 3. There it was. She moves without the ball. She posts up. She's got a really good shooting touch. There was the mismatch inside. Offensive rebound. So she's a tough matchup for Siena.
Meanwhile, we'll show you Baby Jackson's first half stats, first half highlights, but they all came in the first quarter.
Yeah, there was the runner with the glass. There's a long 3 by Jackson. Again, feet set. She usually makes those. There's the inside-out pass. Jackson letting everybody know that was a 3 with her trademark 3 fingers in the air.
Baby Jackson had 16 points, then went to the bench early in the second quarter with foul trouble. The Saints lead by a dozen. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the third quarter from the UHY Center in Loudonville.
another offensive rebound.
Sent in on traffic, muscles it up and hits. What a tremendous play.
It's one of the best traditions in women's basketball. The annual Pink Zone game played at campuses across the country. Tradition on the Siena College campus for many years. All about raising money, raising awareness in the fight against breast cancer. The Donna Foundation benefiting from Siena's Pink Zone game now in its 24th season. The Pink Zone game this Thursday, January 30th at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, Coach Gina Castelli did a great job getting that all off the ground back in the day, and it has been such a tradition and such a great fundraiser.
Siena will take on its rival Marist in that game. Playing a different rival in this one. And the Saints lead Iona 41-29 after losing to Iona on the road earlier this season, 82-75. And that was the Saints' first conference loss of the year after opening up 3-0.
Yeah, the league looks to be pretty balanced. You know, you've got Quinnipiac and obviously Fairfield at the top of the pack, probably the best two teams. But everybody from number 10 to number 3, you know, they're within 2 games of each other. You know, Canisius is at 10, 3-5. Siena's third, tied at 5-3. So a 2-game separation. So very balanced league.
Siena ball to open the second half. Baby Jackson back on the floor with 2 personal fouls. Hooker, Brown, and Loco all have 2 for the Saints. Salgado has 3 fouls for Iona. Brown calling for the ball in the post. 10 to shoot, finds the cutting Loco, who lays it in. She has 4 points, Saints in front by 14.
Good pass by Brown, great cut by Loco.
Fajardo reverses it, wide open look, splash. Aaron Leary knocks it down.
Again, that's one of the big advantages of Iona's style of play. Their post players are both great three-point shooters.
The Gales average 8.5 made three-pointers per game. They now have 6 early in the second half. Jackson lobbing it in, dangerous pass, intercepted by Iona.
Yeah, that's a really ill-advised pass. There's almost no chance that's going to be successful.
Fajardo. Ward, 4-3, no. Jackson has it. Leary's last bucket was just a 2. That's going to be an offensive foul. Moving screen.
Yeah, saw that one coming from here. Brown just moved a little bit. I think Jackson would have helped her if she let her get set, take a little slower dribble, but clearly an offensive foul.
So Brown will head to the bench with 3 fouls at the next dead ball. Gomez. Leary to the cutting Ward, no. Hobbled on the rim a few times, it wouldn't go for Ward, who has 8 points, but now just 3 for 9 from the field. Hooker's shot is too strong.
Yeah, Ward's missed like 2 or 3 of those, little close, just barely missing. So if she's making those, it's a really close game.
3 for 10 now, and she nearly got another look. The ball intended for Ward would have sailed out of bounds. Jackson went to intercept and then bounced it on the baseline.
Yeah, again, Jackson's a senior. She should know better than trying to save it on the end line with really nothing good to come out of it versus let it go right out of bounds.
Traore in for Brown. Fajardo throws it in for Ward, who has to track it down to the backcourt. Only 7 seconds to shoot, not sure she's aware of that. Now she'll go to work with 3 seconds, blocked by Loco. Clean up top, but I think she got her with the body.
Yeah, Ward planned that just perfectly.
Yeah.
It seemed like it wasn't a good decision, but again, a blow by Loco and got the foul at 0.8 of a second. Yeah, she clearly got her.
Yep.
Got her on the left shoulder.
So that's Loco's 3rd foul. Ward makes the 1st.
Yeah, in addition to being able to shoot outside, you know, Leary and Ward can both drive to the basket too, so they're very versatile post players.
Coach Prim hasn't gone any deeper at the forward position. So for now, Loco is going to stay into the game with 3 fouls. Zapala. Jackson. Jackson turns it over for the 2nd time in this quarter.
Boy, another ill-advised pass.
Yeah. Blocked from behind by Traore. Hooker. Hooker zigzags her way into the paint. The extra pass for Jackson. Got it! Her first field goal attempt since the 1st quarter. Baby Jackson has 19.
That's a good sign for Siena because that's a lot of game time not shooting, but she came right out and put it in.
Spin into the hoop and score, and it is Zoe Ward.
She has really good moves and a great understanding of defensive positioning. There again is that pass.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. They're throwing 30-foot lob passes, never a good option.
And that might be the reason that Coach Prim has asked for a timeout. Saints have turned the ball over 12 times, and probably half of them have been on that pass.
Yes, for sure.
That's going to take us to a break. 6.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. Siena in front by 11.
Broadview's bank shot with the Siena women's basketball team. We're reviewing
Siena baseball team in attendance this afternoon, and they've been enjoying themselves. Always great to see one team supporting another team on campus. By the way, the officials took a look at that long two-pointer made by Erin Leary of Iona earlier this quarter. I misidentified it as a 3 when she took the shot. It was scored a 2. They wanted to confirm that her toe was on the line, and it was.
Yep. Yep, good job. Good job by the officials to go check it out. Yeah, shout out to Alex Jarzynski, the Siena baseball coach, area product out of Schenectady, getting his players to come here and support the women's basketball team.
It was the men's lacrosse team that gave the Siena men's team a boost in the downtown arena last week and went over Sacred Heart. The Siena men playing the Iona men in New Rochelle as Ward lays it in. That game actually started an hour before this one.
Yeah, Siena's going to want to think about changing the matchup there. Ward against Loco, that's a terrible mismatch.
And that game has gone final. The Iona men sweep Siena, winning 72-68 this afternoon. Miriam Traore from downtown.
If she can become a consistent three-point shooter with her athletic drives, she'll be a really, really tough guard in the MAC. And Siena did switch off. They've got Traore now on Ward.
Off the switch, Ward gets Loco. Got around her, missed the shot. Fighting for the rebound is Fajardo. And it will be a jump ball, possession to the Gales.
Fajardo in there battling with the trees at 5'5". Good job. Fajardo is a really fierce competitor. Every team in the league would love to have a player like her.
Gomez. Leary. Loco went down, so an uncontested layup for Ward, who is up to 16 points.
Yeah, Loco got knocked to the floor, and Ward just so much stronger.
Jackson, the hesitation. Jackson had it blocked by Leary. Iona scored just 9 points in the second quarter. The Gales have 10 in this one, make it 13, and Iona is within 7.
Yeah, they're playing with a whole lot of fire right now.
Hooker doesn't see Fajardo from behind, nearly lost it. Traore handing it off for Sapala. Loco out to Hooker with 4 on the shot clock. Sapala, tough shot from the elbow. Popped down. Traore there for the offensive glass. No, her second chance is good.
Boy, Traore was a monster on the boards right there. That was a big putback by Traore.
She's now 4 for 5 from the field, and on her only miss, she got her own rebound. No dice for Gomez, a tie-up, and it will be Siena basketball when we come back. Saints led by 12 at the half. Iona has cut into it slightly. Now just a single-digit deficit for the Gales with 3:47 to play in the third quarter.
At Iona University, students aren't just prepared for the future, they're empowered to shape it. Recognized among the nation's best, students can expect more than academic excellence. With cutting-edge facilities and a new campus in Ireland, Iona redefines the student experience. Because your time here should be unforgettable. Just 20 miles north of Manhattan, Iona connects you to endless opportunities in the heart of New York City. Excellence isn't a destination, it's a journey. Discover what's next at Iona University.
I was thinking we should buy a place. together.
Me too.
Love that for you.
And I can walk you through everything from mortgage rates to closing costs, all of it.
Got an opinion on wallpaper?
Oh, yes. Might want to give Jen a hug, Greg.
Nobody move.
It's a yellow-rumped warbler.
Nobody cares, Jeff.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors.
At Bear Blends, our mission is to refresh, restore, and revive the community by encouraging a return to our roots. We create food that tastes as good as it looks, and everything on our menu is made with whole foods and nutritious ingredients. From bowls to smoothies, salads, fresh pressed juice, and more, we'll have you feeling your best and living your healthiest life. Come see what's blending at Bear.
Your hopes, your dreams, your plans for the future. You're going places, and we'll help you get there. When you save more, you'll earn more with Broadview. Visit us online or in person for details.
A welcoming, inspiring community. Academics that challenge you. Professors that support you. Experiences that lead to a lifetime of success. At least $57,000 in scholarships, guaranteed. Just a few reasons Siena is nationally recognized for career outcomes and value. It's why Siena is ranked in the top 2% of colleges and universities by Wall Street Journal and was named top college in New York for getting a job 3 years in a row. Come see why every day is a great day to be a Saint.
Miriam Traore scored a career-high 14 points at Iona 3 weeks ago. She's having another great game against the Gales.
Yeah, she's very athletic, and as we talked about, the light bulb clicked on, understanding the college game almost instantaneously. She wasn't playing. She was very ineffective early, but she's really figured it out now.
9 points for the freshman from France on 4 of 5 shooting. Also 4 rebounds and a block. Saints in front by 9. Under 4 to play in the third quarter. Baby Jackson scored 16 points in the first quarter. She's got 19 in the game, dribbling between her legs. Another touch for Traore. And here's Sapala, again in double figures, and again trying to make that aerial entry pass that goes out of bounds.
I can't figure it out. I don't understand why they are throwing 30-foot diagonal passes to the post. But Iona's content to let them keep doing it because most of them are going right out of bounds. But I want to give a little shout out here to Fajardo. I tried to figure out who she reminds me of. She reminds me of Jessica Tomasetti, who had a great career at Mount St. Mary's. So that's who she reminds me of, and she's a great player. There she is.
Terrific post defense from Siena, but yeah, Fajardo comes up with the offensive rebound. And then she's going to step back for 3 and bank it in.
Saturday banking hours. And right on cue.
Right on cue. Iona within 6. Jackson. Traore with 7 to shoot. Brown under 3 seconds. She doesn't realize it. Gets to Sapala, and she's fouled just before the shot clock hit 0.
Siena got lucky there because when Brown had it over her head, she did not realize how much time was on the clock. Sapala with a good cut and definitely shielded the ball, got the foul.
That makes the first. 12 points for Teresa Sapala on 4 for 8 shooting.
And as long as we're giving shout outs, want to give a shout out to the Jabers out in sunny California. Jim, Angie, and son Jude. Jude, take off the Celtic jersey. The Lakers dominated, put the Laker jersey back on.
The Petrillo with the handle. Ward. Guarded by Baby Jackson, lost it. The ball bounced back her way. Shot clock down to 7. Got Jackson in the air, And Ward is up to 18 points.
She's a tough player. That time, lost the ball, but shot fake, got Jackson to fly by, pull up jump shot. Great move.
Traore, the drive, no.
Good job by Gomez, forcing her to drift away on the shot.
Leary, the kick out, wide open. DiPetrillo for three. Weak side rebound for the Saints. Jackson for three. Iona fortunate, they left her alone.
Yeah, that time she didn't have really good rhythm on the shot.
Didn't seem like there was great rhythm on that one either. It doesn't matter. Ella Fajardo's having a game.
Again, great use of the drive. She elevates for her size really, really well, and obviously astute at using the backboard.
12 points on 5 of 7 shooting, along with 5 assists for Fajardo.
Yeah, Sienna has gone very stagnant here, just dribbling, looking around. The ball did not hit anybody else's hands.
In a 24-foot effort there, but Anaja Brown cleaning up the glass.
In the beginning of the game, when Sienna was effective, everybody was touching the ball. That time, you know, Jackson dribbled the ball for 18 to 20 seconds. Not a good recipe for success.
Brown's first field goal of the game. Sienna back up a half a dozen. Iona can nearly hold for one. Ward and one.
Ward is just having her way right now with Sienna. They are doing a really poor job of defending her. There she is going to her strong hand. Clearly a foul.
.6 seconds left in the quarter. Ward's 21st point of the game makes it a 3-point game.
The passes against the press are not good for Sienna.
Here's Ward, puts it up at the buzzer and caught the rim. Wow. Zoe Ward, who is having a career day, 21 points, the best of her life so far. And what a quarter for Iona. Sienna hanging to just a 3-point lead with 10 minutes to play in Loudonville. The best game of Ella Fajardo's career came against Siena 3 weeks ago. She scored 20 points in a win for Iona, and now on the road at Siena having another good one.
She is 5'4" and fearless. You know, she's scored a lot of points in the paint. She's got great body control. She can shoot that little step back. She's strong. She can elevate and use the glass. And again, I have high praise for her because she reminds me of Jessica Tomasetti of Mount St. Mary fame, who's now playing for UAlbany, helping them with great success. So,
as you can see, averages 8.5 points a game, has 12 in this one on just 7 shots. The offense for Iona has come from 3 players. Ward, Leary, and Fajardo have combined for 44 of Iona's 52 points. Iona was +9 in the 3rd quarter, and that's how Siena's 12-point halftime advantage has been narrowed to just 3. 4th quarter underway, Gales ball.
Yeah, Siena trying to switch things up a bit. They went to a zone to try to slow things down. We'll see if it works.
The Gales have tied the score. Maya Zaccanini. Siena led by as many as 15 points. 40-25 was the high water mark for the Saints. It came late in the first half. Momentum now squarely at the back of the Gales, and going back-to-back is Zaccanini. Timeout, Saints.
Boy, how do you like that? They bring in Zaccanini to give Fajardo a break. She knocks down 2 threes.
And that's going to take us to a timeout. Zaccanini averages 5 points per game. She's got 6 points in the last 30 seconds. Gales in front for the first time since the 1st quarter. .6-0 start to open the 4th quarter for Iona. And with back-to-back triples from Maya Zaccanini, the Gales have taken their first lead since late in the first.
It's a nice advantage when you can bring in your backup point guard to give your starting stud point guard a rest, and she can knock down 2 threes.
Iona's pressure giving Sienna Fitz 1 second to get it across the timeline, and they don't. 10-second violation.
Iona is feeling the frenzy right now. It's like a shark attack for Sienna. They're really feasting on Sienna being tentative, bringing the ball up.
Saints have now turned the ball over 15 times. Ward. DiPetrillo blows by Brown, who's got 4 fouls. Brown fighting for underneath the hoop, and it goes off of the Sienna senior to Iona.
Yeah, Sienna got lucky there because Brown ended up switching onto the guard, and it was a blow-by situation. Luckily, the shot was missed for Sienna.
The closeout by Loco. Foul's going to be on Sienna on the fight for the rebound.
The momentum is totally in favor of the Gales right now, totally. Sienna needs to do something to stem the tide, but Iona's playing with fierce intensity right now.
This is Chloe Vasquez, the freshman. DiPetrillo. Vasquez feeds the post. Leary spinning, gets her own miss. No. Hooker comes to the weak side to try and grab it and can't. And Sienna cannot end this offensive set for the Gales.
You know, it's interesting. They had 7 rebounds at the half, but now Iona is dominating the boards.
In for Leary. Hooker went down. Zaccanini for 3, looking for a third of the quarter, not that time. And finally, Traore able to switch possessions. Here's Sapala. She's got 13 in the game. Hooker, just a bucket. Traore, the extra pass for Jackson. Spot up 3, no. Kept in play. And Iona will come away with it. On the run, ahead to Vasquez. Skips the pass for Ward. Ward has her shot blocked and last touched by Ward.
That was a great pass by Vasquez to a cutting Ward. Just missed the shot.
Iona in the midst of a 9-0 run. The Saints still looking for their first point of the fourth quarter. Sienna scored 25 points in the first quarter with the offense completely in rhythm. It's a struggle right now. Loco has it ripped away, but out of bounds. Last touch by DiPetrillo.
Yeah, Loco would have been advised to keep that ball high. When you bring the ball down as a post player, you become vulnerable to getting stripped. Good substitution here by Coach Ange, giving Ward a little bit of rest for the run towards the end of the game.
Loco, great move to free herself, missed the easy one, gets it back, goes back up with it, no, but she's fouled. So Pepe Loco will head to the free throw line.
You know, she's got really good moves in there, but you can see that the strength right now is not maybe where it needs to be. So I'm sure Coach Prim is going to get her in the weight room, certainly for the off season.
But knocks down the free throw. Confirming now that Anaja Brown has fouled out. She picked up that last foul We're waiting on the confirmation on who it was charged to. We saw her going to the bench. So that was Brown's 5th foul. And it's tough for Sienna, Brian, to go the rest of the way without her.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, but players like Conde are going to have to step forward.
Vasquez gets around Loco. Loco was there for the rebound. And then she's fouled 92 feet from the basket.
Yeah, Ward's back in, so that was strategic by Coach Ange. Got her maybe a 2-minute total time rest with maybe only about 30 seconds off the clock.
Jackson. Loco. Out to Traore. Loco comes to set the ball screen. Sapala from the corner, no. Saints were 3 for 5 from the outside in the first quarter, have just 3 made three-pointers since. Saints have now misfired on 6 of their last 7 shots from the field. Sienna trailing by 1. Zaccanini. Loco comes up with it, and that foul is going to be charged to Aaron Leary. So back-to-back fouls by Iona, trying to track down offensive rebounds, the 3rd team foul.
Fajardo is back in, so let's see the defensive pressure even amped up a little bit more for the Gales.
Loco helps the ball across the timeline. Here's Jackson. Has a post player on her. Now Iona able to switch to get DiPetrillo back on Baby. Hooker. Traore looking for a seam. Steps into one. Count it! Miriam Traore, the hoop and the home.
That was an unusual step through. There it was, though, no travel, clearly a foul. And the foul probably helped her make the shot because it looked like it was going to be a little bit off balance. But again, sometimes you get hit and it goes in. Great move.
Traore's career high in points was the 14 she scored in a losing effort at Iona 3 weeks ago. She has 11 in this one on just 7 shots. Missed the free throw, but out of bounds to Sienna. So Saints back in front, 59-58, as we approach the midway point of the 4th quarter.
Sapala with a big mismatch right there. Sapala has to shoot that shot.
Traore, the no-look pass for Sapala. She shot that one, and the foul.
Yeah, sometimes you can be too unselfish. You know, Sapala had the shot about a foot away. That was great pass by Traore, and Sapala drew the foul. But sometimes you can be too unselfish. If you have a shot and you're 2 feet away, don't give it to somebody 1 foot away. Just shoot the shot.
Sapala had 11 points at the half. She had just 2 in the second half before that field goal. So the Saints all of a sudden on a 6-0 run. Sapala can add to that at the free throw line. And you know, with Anaja Brown having fouled out of this game, sure, you've got 11 from Traore, but really offensively you feel like you got to go through Jackson and Sapala, and both of them had great first halves but have been pretty quiet so far in the second half.
Yeah, Baby Jackson's clearly slowed down. Iona's doing a great job defending her, and whenever she is open to shoot, she looks a little tentative. She had that pull-up 3 at the top of the key and wasn't really sure. She's best at getting it, going up with it. So great defense by the Gales.
gets the free throw to go.
Yeah, Sapala shoots it at about 92%, so you don't want to have her on the line.
Member of the Finnish national team, now has 16 points. Saints up a couple of possessions. Long three, and it is good. Ella Fajardo. Sapala picks up her dribble just before the timeline. Traore walks it across, and Sapala coming to collect.
Yeah, Sienna's already down 10 seconds on the shot clock, and they haven't even gotten into offense.
Loco dialing one up from deep. No. Foul is going to be charged to Sienna. It looks like Traore's going to pick it up. It is.
Yeah, that was a good call. Good box out by Iona. Traore, instead of trying to spin around, tried to reach through.
It's the third team foul. By the way, Iona 5 team fouls, so the Saints are in the bonus.
Yeah, Coach Shamiwa has really done a great job with the bench. She's now got a fresh Fajardo.
Fajardo, by the way, now 15 points, and she's a perfect 3 for 3 from the outside. Iona now shooting better than 50% from long distance, and we talked about that earlier in the broadcast. The Gales are the most accurate three-point shooting team in the league, averaging 40% from the outside. They're shooting at 53 right now. In for Leary.
Yeah, Leary is quite a story. She transferred from St. Thomas Aquinas, a Division II school, and she fits right in at this level.
Ward, the mini, no. Rebound for Sapala. Doesn't realize Vasquez right behind her.
Boy, that was close to a strip from behind.
1 point Sienna lead. 4 minutes and change to play from the UHY Center in Loudonville, New York.
Again, everything's slow for Sienna to get started.
Moving screen set by Sapala.
You know, and again, that's Jackson, not Sapala. Jackson has to delay a little bit with the dribble and then use it once Sapala's set. If you go too soon, you're going to get the blocking call.
Second foul charged to Sapala. Loco has 3, 2 for Jackson, and Aja Brown is fouled out. Meanwhile, Aaron Leary playing with 4 fouls for the Gales, and Iona turns the ball over on the restart. Jackson in for Zapala, draws a crowd. The kick out to Jackson, head fake, baby Jackson. Out to Traore, the lefty, puts up the triple and cans it.
Miriam Traore really starting to break out as a star for Sienna.
Fajardo has been a star in this one for the Gales. We'll see what she can get cooking here. 3 seconds as Zoe Ward got caught in the lane.
Sienna has to be really careful with these inbound passes.
Traore for a hooker off the glass and in. Sienna's offense feeling it a little bit now.
Yeah, they're playing with a little greater pace than they were about 3 minutes ago, where everything was stagnant, dribble, slow.
Fajardo, the crossover, then the step back, short, crashing the glass, bodies on the floor, and a tie-up, possession to the Saints. The Gales have now missed 10 of their last 11 shots from the floor. 5-0 run for the Saints. Hooker. Jackson with the ball over her head. Sapala, who's got 16. Back to Jackson with 7 to shoot. Jackson the take. Jackson, blocking foul. Jackson to shoot free throws.
That's one of the toughest calls in basketball. The block charge. Any referee you talk to will say it. That was close. Let's take a look. That was really close. Really, really close. Siena got a break on that call. That easily could have been a charge.
Jackson's got 20 points. Jackson makes them both. 69-61 Siena. Saints on a 7-0 run. Timeout Iona. Iona scored 23 points in the third quarter. Took the lead early in the fourth. Momentum now on the side of the Saints as we take a look at where these two teams will go from here. For Iona, a home date against Manhattan on January 30th. And then next Saturday, we'll take on Fairfield on the road. And then a home weekend with Mount St. Mary's in Marist before playing at Ryder.
Yeah, that's a tough stretch. Fairfield, Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's is hot right now.
Yeah, they are. Meanwhile, Siena will take on Marist at home in their pink zone game on Thursday, then at Quinnipiac on Saturday. St. Peter's, Ryder, and Marist also on the docket for early February.
Yeah, no easy game there either. St. Peter's is much improved this year. Marist is also much improved. So, as we talked about, the league is tough.
So the Gales are going to have to find some offense down the stretch here. 2:37 remaining. Iona scoreless in the last 2:40. Fajardo from the free throw line. It was blocked, but there was a foul. Baby Jackson thought it was all ball.
This is clearly what Siena does not want to have happen. Their advantage is the clock. So if the clock is stopped and Iona's shooting, advantage Iona.
The Gales are perfect from the free throw line this afternoon with that make 8 for 8.
Yeah, Siena cannot foul down the stretch here. Let the clock run. And Fajardo, again, she's so adept at drawing contact. And it also allows them to set up the press.
Traore gets the ball into the front court and hands it off to Baby Jackson. Six-point Saints lead, approaching the 2-minute mark. Baby Jackson, the backdoor cut, she lays it in. Jackson's got 23.
Great job by Sapala squaring up at the foul line. Jackson with the backdoor cut, and again, use of the glass.
23 points, matches Jackson's season high. Long three for Fajardo, keeping the Gales alive. 20 points for Ella Fajardo, who averages 8.5 a game.
That one was really deep.
Fajardo hasn't missed from the outside. She's 4 for 4. Hooker teeing one up, missed everything, but a rebound for Traore. Their shot clock did not reset.
Yeah, no reset on the air ball. Siena better look up because they only have 6 seconds and they don't realize it.
Will she get it off? Loco does beat the shot clock, resets the shot clock, offensive rebound.
That was a big offensive rebound because Siena did not manage that possession very well.
A 5-point lead, 60 seconds to play from the UHY Center on Alumni Day.
But only 8 seconds again on the shot clock. Siena gets bailed out. That's Leary's 5th foul, so that's a big, big play right there.
Incredibly costly, 7 seconds left on the shot clock. If Iona can hold Siena empty on that trip, they get the ball back in a 5-point game. Instead, Jackson, 2 free throws, can extend this to 3 possessions. Six-point lead for the Saints. Jackson up to 24 points, setting a new season high.
Yep, Iona's going to call timeout on a miss or a make, and that's going to allow them to advance the ball.
It's a make, and there's the timeout.
And that's a big rule in the women's game. Under a minute, you can call the timeout with no offensive action, and you can advance the ball. So you save half the court space and time.
So with 54 seconds left, Saints in front by 7. This was the backdoor cut by Baby Jackson, 2 of her team-high 25 points. And this was the 25-footer knocked down by Ella Fajardo, who, as I mentioned just a moment ago, she's got 20 points, 4 for 4 from the outside.
Yeah, and that time, you know, Traore didn't play bad defense. So at 5'4", she shot that shot over 6'1". So even more impressive for Fajardo. Now, if you're Siena right now, you want to play good defense. You clearly don't want to foul. If Iona scores, look for Coach Prim to call the immediate timeout to also advance the ball, because they've had so much trouble getting the ball in, bringing the ball up. You avoid all that, get the ball at half court.
Siena trying to force a split in its regular season against Iona after the Gales won exactly 3 weeks ago. For both of these two teams, they are seeing an opponent for the second time this year.
Yeah. And for Iona, they are out of timeouts right now, so they've got a real big uphill climb, not having the ability to stop the clock by timeout. So again, the way this is going to play out, if Iona scores, Siena's going to call the timeout, advance the ball.
DiPetrillo to put the ball into play for Iona. Fajardo working her way to the basket, into the corner, but stepped out of bounds. Costly mistake for the Gales.
Siena should call timeout here. And they're not. This is going to be a tough pass in.
It's the play that the Gales drew up. Zaccanini, a very effective three-point shooter, but Iona turns it over for the 13th time. And
there
now they
it
will look
is.
to force the Saints into a turnover.
Yep.
But as you predicted, a timeout to advance the ball.
Yeah, that was a really bad spot to pass it in, that coffin corner. That was a turnover waiting to happen. So Coach Prim with an excellent job there. Now you've got the ball in your forecourt. You can run 30 seconds off the clock. You know, play keep away, get the ball to your best foul shooters.
Alumni Day here in Siena. I don't think those two have their degrees quite yet, but perhaps future Saints. Saints 5-3 in the conference, same as Iona. Plenty of basketball left before the conference tournament, but already teams jockeying for position, and like we talked about, so crowded, 4th through 10th in the league. you would assume that the difference between third, fourth, or fifth, or down near the bottom of the table is going to be very slim. Every game counts. In cleanly to Sapala. Iona's going to have to give the foul, and they do. So Hooker will head to the line to shoot two.
And again, the key here is Iona cannot call timeout in advance. They are out of timeouts.
Hooker makes the first. I mentioned the Gales are perfect from the free throw line, 9 for 9, but Siena shooting the ball very well from the stripe as well. 18 for 21 in the game.
Yeah, Siena does not want to foul and certainly wants to contest the threes.
Gonna have to be threes now, you would think. Fajardo instead will drive. Misses. Loco the rebound. 30 seconds left. Sapala into the front court. She's fouled. And a couple of free throws here would just about do it. Sapala knocks down the first.
For Siena, this is a really, really big breakout game for Traore, because on an ideal day, Siena now has 4 potential double-figure scorers every game with Sapala, Jackson, Brown, and now Traore.
11-point Siena lead, just 20 seconds to go. Fajardo, an impressive move to add to her total. She's got 22 points. As long as the Saints protect the basketball, they'll be fine. 16 seconds to go, in front by 9.
Fajardo just gave a great idea for young players for a horse shot with that one. the spin back to the baseline with the one-handed release, but she's had a great game.
The Saints were held at just 57 points in a loss at Mountain St. Mary's on Thursday. Jackson can get them within a point of 80 on this trip to the line.
Yeah, one of the big keys is Siena has done a really good job on Gomez. Gomez was one of the keys to the game, and she's got 3 points. So, again, that's a kind of critical thing.
27 points for Baby Jackson. Now just 4 points shy of her career high. She dropped 31 on St. Peter's in this building in January of last year. Three-pointer for Ward, no good. Rebound for Hooker, and the Saints are going to improve to 6-3 in conference play. They exercised the loss against Iona from 3 weeks ago. It wasn't without some second half drama, but the Saints are able to pull away 79-68. Baby Jackson led the way with 27 points. We'll be joined by winning coach Terry Prim right after this.
Everybody loves a good Cinderella story. We know that's what March is all about.
Three-pointer. You can feel the madness.
Fairfield is headed to the NCAA tournament.
Double order.
Welcome to historic Atlantic City. It's the Hercules Tire MACT Basketball Championship.
Thanks for getting these sub bowls.
Of course, no problem, big bro. Let's eat.
Danny DeVito? What did you do with our uncle?
Well, that doesn't matter. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's. What matters most are these sub bowls.
Wait, has Danny DeVito been my brother my whole life?
I guess so. Don't tell Mom. Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
This is a story about strength. It wakes up early in the morning, stays up late, moves mountains, and travels the world. It makes adventure and hard work possible. Strength delivers food to tables, packages to doorsteps, products to stores, and kids to practice. It shows up everywhere you show up. Hercules tires are built for almost every driver and every vehicle. Find the right Hercules for your story and let our strength drive yours.
This is our Hercules Tires strong move of the game. Miriam Traore, bucket and the foul. Saints were down by 1 at that point. Big bucket by the freshman who finished with 14 points in a 79-68 victory for the Saints over the Gales, as we were joined by the winning head coach, Terry Prim. Coach, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
And let's just start with Miriam Traore in the development of her game. You needed somebody to step up this afternoon, and it was Traore.
Yeah, we talked about a spark. We needed one. All the great teams have a leadership core, but they got spark kids.
Yeah.
Miriam was a big spark, hit some shots in the lane, played some solid D, hit a big shot, big three over there. Couldn't be more proud, and our team just believing in her. It was awesome.
Jumped out to a 15-point lead in the first half. Then Iona started to build momentum in the third quarter, took a lead midway through the fourth quarter. What was the difference after it seemed like the offense started to stall a little bit for Siena? How'd you turn things around?
Well, we told them that we needed them to play together. You know, that was the message on the bench, and believe in each other. They should feel that belief. It's so strong. And I thought that we came off of the bench, regardless of the situation, believing in each other, good or bad. And I thought the momentum came back to in our favor, and we took advantage of it.
You didn't play your best basketball of the season 2 days ago. How do you turn around so quickly and then come back at home and put together a good game?
Yeah, well, every game is the game that leads to us winning the game. There's a game later in the season that we want to win. So a loss is a lesson. If it's 1 point, if it's 100 points, and a win, you got to be really careful about them because you don't want to get too high too early.
Yeah.
So we just took it in stride. It was an experience. We got back safe. Hats off to the coaches. Tonight's game, Sydney had the scout. She did a great job. But we got back safe, and we got ready for this game, and I couldn't be more proud of the program.
Still a lot of basketball left in the regular season, but when you look at the standings, and there are 7 teams all within a game of each other from 5-3 to 4-4 heading into this one, how important is it picking up these wins?
Well, every game is important regardless, you know?
Yeah.
So we don't want to take any of them for granted, especially in conference, and you're coming into February anyway. So we have a dream of how good we want to be as a program despite the adversity, and so every game that we play, it matters towards that goal. So, you know, I don't think we take any of them for granted, but it's good to see it when we're locked in.
Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
The Saints improved to 6-3 in conference play with a win over rival Iona, 79-68 the final score. Baby Jackson, a season-high 27 points to lead the way for the Saints. For Brian Rubino and our entire staff, I'm Kelly O'Donnell saying so long from Loudonville. This has been a production of ESPN.